Hey guys, Brandon here from A Plus Tree Service. I just wanted to go over my wood boiler, and if anybody's thinking about getting one, kind of talk about how it works, the positives and the negatives about owning a wood boiler system to heat your house or your shop or whatever you're going to heat it with. A lot of people ask me questions. They go, would it be a good thing, if I got it? So for the most part, my answer is going to be you'd be better off with either propane. If you have natural gas, for sure natural gas, or oil, unless you have basically an unlimited source of firewood or any kind of wood to burn. It doesn't have to be hardwood. Hardwood obviously is going to burn longer, so I like to use the hardwood at nighttime. Whatever softwood I have, I don't keep much softwood, but the softwood that came off my property, I cut and split that for the boiler, and I use that during the day. So right now I'm burning a mixture, mainly softwood and then some hardwood. But yeah, if you don't have a very cheap source of wood, or if if you're paying for wood, then the wood boiler is absolutely not a good option, because the amount of wood you're gonna burn through, depending on what you're heating, it's not gonna make sense. And a wood boiler is a lot of work, whereas propane, you flick your dial to what you want, and you're gonna get that heat. It's the same with the boiler. You're gonna flick your dial, but you're out here at least twice a day, so you're not gonna want to sleep in. Like this morning, minus 16, right? So you're not gonna want to sleep in on like a minus 16 or colder night. You're gonna have to get up early, or your house or whatever you're heating, the temperature's already gonna start dropping by the morning. So yeah, my wood boiler, I'm basically filling it in the morning. I do a good top up in the morning, and then throughout the day I'll throw wood into the boiler. But at nighttime is the most important. You don't want to go to bed too early either. Like, unless you're waking up really early, you want to stack the boiler as full as you can, and it's gonna be different for everybody, depending on the size of their boiler and what they're heating. So the funny thing about wood boilers is, if you don't have a good heat sink, so if you're heating a big foundation, like a nice thick concrete foundation, you're actually going to have a better heat sink. So when the water from the boiler gets heated over here and goes over to the concrete pad, it's going to take a while for that concrete pad to get nice and hot. But once it's hot and the water gets sent to that pad, it's going to go through that pad, and once that pad is nice and hot, the water is still going to be coming back, because you don't want to have a big drop in the temperature of the water coming back to the boiler. So for instance, right now I'm heating my old house. It's just going directly to the furnace. I can show you how that works after, but it actually works really good. But right now I don't have any insulation in that house, so I'm just heating the basement. But it's a big heat loss for me. So when the water goes over there, it goes through the furnace. Heating that way to the furnace, you're gonna get more of a drop in temperature. So when the water comes back, it's colder, and the more colder water that comes back to the boiler, the temperature is gonna drop. On here where it says right now, I slept in too long, so it's like 106 degrees. It's supposed to be about 160. So I just got the boiler going again. I didn't expect it to be minus 16. I should have looked at the weather. It hasn't been that cold. One of the positives about having a boiler is you basically never have cardboard, because you can just keep burning it. So I like that. The boiler can burn pretty much anything in it. I've been burning since the beginning of October. It's December 1st now, and I have not cleaned out any ashes out of the boiler. It burns so hot and so clean that I missed garbage day one day, and I threw just garbage in there, and it doesn't even come out black out of the pipe. It comes out a little bit black, but you wouldn't know that you were burning garbage, just because of the heat that's produced in here. It burns very efficiently. Okay, so that would be one of the negatives, is if you have to buy wood, it's not going to be a good deal for you. Right now, a bush cord around here, the lowest price you're looking at, well, the lowest price is me. I sell it for $380 for a bush cord. But the average price is between $400 and $500 for a bush cord. And I would say that I'm going to be burning between 10 and 15 bush cords per year as my setup sits right now. So I'm heating the apartment. We have in-floor heat in there, upstairs and downstairs. And then in the shop, I just have an overhead heater right now. That's a big heat loss right there, because those kind of systems, you don't really want to be running off the boiler. You want that in-floor heat, because once it heats up, it takes a while to heat up, but once it heats up, you're good to go. Okay, another negative to owning a wood boiler is they're very expensive. I purchased this one used. It's one of the best boilers. So if you're looking for a wood boiler, this is a Central Boiler 6048, and this unit, everybody that has it swears by it. It's an amazing machine. They basically call it like the Cadillac of all boilers. I'm sure there's better, but this boiler works really good. And as soon as the temperature goes down and it calls for it to heat up, this damper will open itself automatically. My buddy actually has the same system, and he added a fan system. So as soon as that damper opens, the fan turns on, blows air into the boiler, which helps a lot. So one of the biggest mistakes that I made when I put this boiler in, I didn't really know too much about boilers. Okay, so one of the biggest mistakes I did make when I put this in was know which way the wind predominantly blows. And I didn't even think about that. I wanted the boiler facing, the apartment. The house is facing that way, but I wanted it facing the apartment, knowing that, as of right now, I'm living in the apartment. I want to be able to see the front of the boiler. But the wind always comes from this direction. If I would have faced the boiler this way so that the wind blows directly in there, it would have been a lot better. Like, getting the fire going, it would just it would light up that much faster and stuff like that, because the wind would blow right in through the damper. And another problem is on really windy days, you're sitting here trying to, feed the boiler, and the wind will actually blow this door at you. I usually just put a stop in there so that it holds the door open. But yeah, it's not fun when you're freezing cold trying to fill the boiler and this hot door is blowing on your jacket or your arm, or it's not ideal. So if you're gonna go the boiler route, know your wind direction and set it up accordingly. So for anybody that doesn't really know how a boiler works, so it has water and glycol in it. You fill it through the top, so you can see my water right here. You do want to check that. You want to make sure that it's lining up in the top of your sight glass. If that water gets down low, then you can overheat the system and have big problems. When I first got it, I didn't have enough water in it, and luckily I was able to fill it up very quick. But I came out and the stack was glowing red. I think it was over 200 degrees in the boiler. So I'm lucky I didn't wreck anything. But yeah, always, even daily or every other day, once a week at least, check your water, make sure it's good. It should stay good. The one thing that I learned last year was I had a bad pump go in the shop. One of the smaller pumps that run through my in-floor heat. It went bad, but we're on really hard water here. And so the one thing I had to do was buy a jug of this water conditioner, and you just pour it in through the top, and it'll condition your water so that you're not getting, any calcium or any kind of buildup in your pumps. Because like when you're not running it in the summer, I still do like to turn it on, once a month or once every 2 months. Let the system run. You're not starting a fire, but just let all your pumps run, just so you can circulate the water, so the water's not sitting there in the pumps and in the system, building up, sludge and calcium and stuff like that. So that's one thing I would definitely recommend, is get the water conditioner and run your system a little bit in the summer. Don't just let it sit all summer long, you know, and then expect it to work properly in the fall. Okay guys, I'm going to show you kind of how this boiler works now. It's at 132 degrees now, but if you open up this, I have these two pumps running off it right now. This one is for the shop and the apartment. This one's for the house. And as you can see, these are the two lines that come off the pump. These pumps are forcing the water. This one's forcing it to the house. This one's forcing it to the shop and the apartment. So it shoots the hot water down. And then these are when it comes back into the boiler. So it goes into the house, heats up everything, and then it's forced back into the boiler to heat the water again. So as you can see down there, it goes into that really thick insulated pipe, which these pipes that go under the ground, so it comes under here, under my driveway, and you have to dig down about 4 feet deep, and then it comes in through the bottom of my foundation here. I'm going to show you inside. You guys probably have never seen my house. This is what my house looks like. I was planning on, I gutted it all. This part of the house is built in the 1800s. This part was built in the 80s. So I gutted it all, wasted a lot of time gutting it. It's a disaster. But after we gutted it, looking at all the framing and stuff like that, we realized that there's no point in trying to fix this. So now we will be demoing it in the spring and starting fresh. So this is my dungeon of a basement here. We will be keeping this side of the foundation because it's not bad, so we're gonna have to dig around it. Make sure everything is, waterproof properly and stuff like that. But here is where the boiler pipes come in. So they come in through here. The pipes go to the hot water tank, which is still on, but we're not using this hot water tank right now because we're not living in this house. But it goes through a manifold on the hot water tank. So it actually heats your hot water in your hot water tank too. So you're not, using as much electricity. And then over here, this is the furnace, and I have all the vents blocked off, so it's only heating the basement. And I'll tell you why in a second. But yeah, it goes in through this manifold, hot water, and it just forces the hot air from the water throughout the house. Works really, really good. But like I said, this isn't the most efficient way you're gonna have more heat loss this way. So the reason I am keeping this side of the foundation and I keep it hot in here right now, so I'm wasting wood heating this, but I have my water pump there, which does feed the apartment and shop, and I have a sewage ejection tank here. So the sewage that comes from the apartment comes in through the ground here into the sewage ejection tank. This ejection tank sends it to my septic. So I didn't want to have to redo all this, so we're salvaging this part of the foundation, not the house, just the foundation, and everything else will be brand new. But I really didn't want to have to do this sewage ejection tank again, and for now, just keeping it hot so we can live in the apartment. Yeah guys, just upstairs here again. So when we moved into this house, obviously it didn't look like this. This place has been gutted. I mean, I don't even close the front door anymore. The other day I was in here, there was a wild cat running around. But we always had the upstairs blocked completely off. And this house was not very nice when we moved in. I mean, it's even worse now. But this is basically where we live. This was all kitchen. It was a pretty decently nice kitchen. And then right here was like kind of a family room area. But we had our bed right here. So we slept right here. We had the kitchen there. And then we had this room that we could use. But we had the upstairs blocked off completely just because the upstairs was really, really not nice. So yeah, guys, this is where I lived in the beginning. I mean, yeah, obviously it didn't look like this. Okay, we're back outside here. So obviously that is the one that goes to the house, and then underground here we have the one that comes to the back of the shop right here. So you can see the pipe goes in through that wall. It comes in through the wall there behind this hot water tank. So you can see you got an inline and an outline. They both have gauges. They'll tell you what the temperature is coming in. So it'll always come in at 160. And then you want to see what the temperature is when it's leaving. You just don't want to see a big drop. So I got 3 pumps here. This one's for the downstairs in-floor heat, upstairs in-floor heat, and then the third one over there is to heat my shop with the overhead heater. So yeah, guys, it looks like a lot of stuff's going on here. And I mean, there is. I had a professional boiler guy install this. This right here is the brains of the system. It tells the pumps, these little pumps, when to circulate the water, get the heat flowing. And yeah, there's 3 pumps. The third one there for the shop is off. But if I come out here, I have it set really low right now. So crank that up and you'll hear the overhead heater turn on in a second here. And you'll see this pump come on. So it's going to tell that third pump to come on. You can see it blinking. And you can hear the heater up there starting to go. So yeah, guys, when you first start looking into boilers, they seem, very complicated. But if you get the right person to install it, it's really not that complicated. Like I said, I had that pump go bad on me. It was very easy to pick one up from a plumbing supply store and install myself. It takes about 15 minutes. Just wanted to take a second to thank everybody that, commented on my video, letting everybody know that, I kind of got screwed over on the shop build. And as of right now, I think I'm going to be waiting until spring just because I lost too much money and the weather is just horrible. But yeah, so I guess I'm going to have a busy spring because we will be doing the shop now and knocking this over. So next year is going to be the most stressful year of my life, but I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, guys, that is my boiler system. I love it. If you're thinking about getting one, I think you'll like it too. Once again, they are super expensive. Like if I was going to buy this unit brand new, it was about $30,000 buying it and having it installed. I ended up picking up this boiler for $5,000. I had to go and do all the work. I had to pour a concrete pad for it to sit on, and then also, you have to pay for everything to get hooked up. I think all in all, I was probably around, I can't remember exactly, but around $12,000 or $15,000 to buy the unit and then get everything hooked up. So not so bad. Yeah, at that, like I've been running this for 3 years now. So I want to say I've saved myself at least close to $10,000 from not having to pay for propane. And I was, when I was first hooked up to the propane, I was only heating the house. So I would have been running even more propane, heating the shop, the apartment, and the house all on propane. I would have been a heck of a lot more money than I was spending, around the $2,000 to $3,000 range a year on the house. So for me, the boiler is a big win. I enjoy it. I like it. But you just have to know that, if you get a boiler, it's going to be a lot of work, and you just don't want to be paying for wood. If you're paying for wood, please don't get a boiler. The first time I was looking at buying a brand new boiler, the first question that the guy asked me was, did I have a good source of wood? And when I told him I was, I owned a tree business, he said, okay. But he just wants everybody to know, like, if you're looking at buying a wood boiler, that if you're heating with wood, it's just not gonna make sense if you're paying for the wood. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I'm sorry that my shop isn't going to be built this winter, but yeah, I need to keep working. I need to keep making money because I lost a lot of money. on that project, and I have nothing to show for it. So still, super disappointed in that, but I'm trying to, just look at the positives and make sure I don't, make a mistake like that again. And if you guys are, getting something done, hiring contractors, make sure that, they're fully insured, they got a good business, and, get reviews and talk to people that have used that company before. Yeah, I got taken for a lot of money. So it's just, it is what it is now. And I'm sad about it. It doesn't feel good. Still having a hard time sleeping at night thinking, that I spent $18,000 and I have nothing. But yeah, we'll keep going, and we'll get this stuff done sooner than later. I promise you guys I will have a shop eventually. And yeah, it just sucks that this happened, because it was the one thing that I was really looking forward to having done this year. And then next year is the house project, so that's going to be super expensive. So basically we're just going to have to see how things go. If business is good in the spring and we start off good, then I can start getting this stuff done. But you can't get any of this stuff done without money. So we will see. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.